Hi, Allotment Geek here, I'm Jess, and today I'm going to be talking to you about making bird feeders. I know this is something that's spoken about quite a lot, but I feel like with the way the world is at the moment, we need something to kind of keep our brains busy. So I thought this is a super easy task to do, and it's something that you can do with your kids, you can do by yourself, just to switch off for like half an hour. And most of the stuff we have at home anyway, so I thought, why not? Let's bring us all together. We're going to be using bird food, porridge, dried cranberries, raisins if you got them, stale bread, peanut butter, literally anything that you have that you can just shove in bird food. Other than garlic, onion, chocolate, that sort of thing. You don't want any of that. Peanuts, if you've got peanuts, definitely stick them in. And we're just going to shove them all in a pan with some beef dripping and then make some beautiful food for our feathery friends. And we will be thanking ourselves come spring when our garden is a little nature reserve and a little oasis that we can sit out and enjoy and listen to little bird songs. So we've got all our ingredients together now that we're going to be using for these mixes. So we've got beef dripping. You can use lard or beef dripping. If you are going to use beef dripping, use ones that you've brought from the store. Don't use one that you've made from cooking a previous meal, just because the salt content is so high. It's really unhealthy for birds, but this one is okay. Any beef dripping will do, you don't need to get this Britannia one. So we've got that, which I'll be melting in there. Then we have our main, well, one of the main mixes. So this is a predominantly peanut mix. So this had mostly peanuts and a few sunflower hearts, and I'm not sure what the other seeds were, but there was something else in there. With peanuts, because they're so big, they are a choking hazard for small birds. They're totally fine for squirrels, but for birds, they, especially the small ones, they are known to either choke on them, or baby birds if this is going to be out for a long time. It is known that they will choke on them. So just blitz them in the food blender, just a couple of seconds, just like a couple of whizzes, and that will be absolutely fine. You'll get a lovely consistency, which all birds can then eat. Then here I've just got a nice little general seed and grain mix. It's got your sunflower hearts in, which is super popular. And then we have over here mealworms or mealybugs, or whatever you want to call them. I'll be keeping them to one side. They will go in once they're in their little containers that you're going to be putting the end result in. Then we have porridge oats, which birds absolutely love, and they will bulk out with the lard. They'll just like soak it all up. So yes, so we've got porridge oats. And then lastly, just as a little treat, we have dried cranberries. You can use raisin sultanas, cranberries, anything like that. The birds go absolutely mad for this. This mix, I find, once I've put it out and it's dried and it's hung up in the tree, lasts about half an hour. Like, the birds absolutely love it. Like, they just go crazy. So that is what we're going to be doing for the first mix. It's going to be going in the coconut halves. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you a super quick way of making a feeder, and it's really fun with kids as well. Literally, toilet roll holder, whack a bit of peanut butter on, and then you'll just roll it around in one of these, just so all the seeds stick to the peanut butter, hang it up with a bit of twine, and you're done. So they are the two that we're going to make. So I'll quickly start with melting the beef dripping. With this, in terms of measurements, I don't really go with a strict measurement. I just kind of like put the dripping in, let it melt down, and then I add things slowly. And when it gets to a really nice consistency where you can see that stuff sticking together, that is when you know it's really good. So I'm just going to pop the block in. There we go. Just a little side note to say that I've had this on a low to medium heat just because I want it to melt down quite slowly. So next, what we need to do is start adding the ingredients. that's looking lovely. This is pretty much perfect. It's all covered in the beef dripping, but not so much that it's like swimming in it. It's just a nice coating. There we go. So I've got the mix ready here. So it's literally just a case of popping it in. I don't know if I've actually done enough for all these. Just pop them in. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to make some more. I'll fill what I can. Just remember to pat them down so it's good contact with the feeder, so when the beef dripping dries, it dries onto the coconut half as well. So that is 4 done, and then next I'll just grab the worms. Probably best to do this with gloves on, but I'm just so used to worms from the hedgehogs that I just do it with my hands, so personal preference really. But you just grab them, just press them down, make sure they're getting all the nook and crannies, that the dripping like gets some form of contact with them and not yourself, because I don't want to bring worms back in. Press them down, and this will be, as well as the dried cranberries, these are the things that the birds are like, oh my god, I love you. And all these mixes that I've used you can get from supermarkets, you can get from garden centres, like they're super easy to get hold of. So when you're doing your weekly shop or your online shop, you can just grab them all there. So that is them done. I'm just going to leave them outside for an hour or two and let them dry up, and then I'll hang them up and I'll show them their final location. I'm just going to quickly show you this method as well, which is super kid friendly. So what you do first is get a big dollop of peanut butter and just smear it on. So it looks like a bit of a Yule log with peanut butter, but there we have it. Now next all we need to do, if you can see, is give it a good roll. How sexy does that look? Woo! The birds are gonna love it. So that is our first one done, which that looks pretty good. Oh, sorry, way too close. So that gives you a really nice coverage there. So there's your first one. So there we go, we've got 2 feeders there, which is super cute. All you need to do next is grab some twine and pop it around. I've literally got string because I forgot where my twine is, but I'll just pop it round and then I'll show you the end result and we'll get them up in the tree. So that was stupidly quick. I did these like 15 minutes ago and they're already dried. I guess that's the advantage of doing this in the winter, is it dries so quick because it's so cold. So these are 3 of them that we made, hanging up really nicely. This tree probably doesn't look like much, but it's our busiest little area for the birds, so these will get gobbled up so quickly. So I'm super excited for that. And then I've just put the other 3 here. So I put this one on top of the feeder there, and then that one hanging just there, and then the final one just needs to dry a little bit more, but that's against the tree just there, and that's always seems to be a really popular spot. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and it's encouraged you to make your own bird food. So if you have any questions, please just fire away in the comments. I'm more than happy to help. but hopefully this was pretty simple enough. Always you can have a look on Google, see what else other people have put in their bird feeders, and just give you a bit more inspiration. You can keep it as simple or as crazy as you like. You can put a lot of stuff in them, so I'd definitely say Google it, but this is definitely a winner for us. It gets all the birds in our yard, so I'd give it a go. But yes, thank you for watching. I will be around soon.